episode 96, part 3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenny Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Tumi Badofio.
And I'm Ngaro Kamuya.
So we start off with the E.P.L. review of match day 11. So far, Bournemouth
Yes.
versus Man U. Man U winning 2-1. Arsenal versus Liverpool, draw 1-0. Wolves versus Tottenham. Tottenham taking it 3-2. And then the rest.
Then the rest haven't happened.
Yes.
I called it. I said Arsenal and Liverpool was going to be a draw. And that's exactly what happened. But Liverpool, of course, taking the lead, the ones who took the lead. And then a brilliant goal from Alexandre Lacazette to equalize for Arsenal. And while everyone was jumping. I think most of the guys there were Arsenal fans.
We were streaming this game. It's on someone's phone. They're just like, yes! I'm like, okay, we get it.
Oh, yeah. It's as an Arsenal fan, you feel very good because when now you can start mixing up with the big boys, clearly you can see what Unai Emery is doing at the Emirates is actually something very positive, and you can only hope that they can build on that. And going up against the team I consider to be the most formidable team this season, Liverpool, I think Arsenal were able to dig into their reserves and to show character to respond to the challenge that had been laid, by Liverpool. The other games was as we expected, I think, as we had called it.
So preview of match day 12. Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. 53% on Tottenham, 22 on Crystal Palace. Chelsea versus Everton. 69 on Chelsea, 12 on Everton. Man City versus Man U. 68% on Man City, 13 percent on Man United. Liverpool, Fulham, 86 on Liverpool, only 4% on Fulham. And Arsenal versus the Wolves, 59 on Arsenal. I'm sorry, man. And 18% on the Wolves.
They don't believe in us.
They really don't. They really don't.
But the standard game for that fixture for match day 12 is going to be Man City versus Manchester United. Game, of course, going to be played at the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester Derby, one of the biggest games in the calendar year. I feel that, yes, they are right in terms of Man City having their form coming into this game, and also Man United's problems, dressing room problems, I think might have an effect on how the result comes out. So I would also predict that Manchester City are going to win the game. However, we keep on saying, look, it's a derby. It's who. It's who's
on the day.
It's on the day. It's on the day. It's about the emotions on the day. So, but I'll call Man City. I'll still call Man City.
Alright, so El Clasico, 5-1.
Yes.
And someone has been booted.
Yes.
You know what? It's not happening. So Team B coach, what's his name? Santiago Solari. Is taking charge. There's they're not really leaning towards anyone coming in yet. But hey, that's rough, man. I mean, you've been there 2 months?
Julen Lopetegui, remember, he was the Spanish coach. And then he left the Spanish job to go just before the World Cup to go coach Real Madrid, just after Zinedine Zidane had said he was not going to renew his contract or carry on coaching Real Madrid. He was subsequently replaced by Fernando Hierro, by the way, who's another Real Madrid great in Spain. So he comes and he has a very bad 2 months. And after what happened, the hiding they got from Barcelona in the El Clasico, 5-1, I think the worst performance has been 5-0. Must have been about 2010 when Jose Mourinho was Madrid's coach. So they got rid of Julen Lopetegui. They bring in Santiago Solari. And for those guys who've been watching Spanish football for a while, Santiago Solari was part of the team that played, he was part of the Galacticos era, what they call the Galacticos era. Just to educate our viewers a bit, if you don't know what Galacticos was. Current president, Florentino Perez, was actually the president then. This is in the early 2000s. So he said that he was going to build an era called the Galacticos, where you fuse the best players in the world with homegrown talent. So the best players in the world now, the Ronaldos, Zinedine Zidane, David Beckham came at some point, Luis Figo was there. Those were the standard players in the world. But he fused it with, local players. I mean, you had Raul who had come up the system. You had Guti, Jose Maria Gutierrez, but we still Guti, and Santiago Solari who had come up the ranks, right? So I feel it's a good move for Madrid. Reason I say this is because That's how Zinedine Zidane came into the coaching role.
Yeah.
He started as a team B coach, then he came in as assistant to Carlo Ancelotti, and then he became the coach.
Yeah.
He understands the system, and that's the advantage that Santiago Solari has. Having worked with the B team, he understands the system. Having been a former player at Real Madrid, he understands what's required at Madrid. So, and he was a decent player himself.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be a decent coach. So, all the best to Santiago Solari. I wish I had a liking. I had a liking for Solari's play.
Yeah.
I think he was number 21. I think, yeah. I had a liking for the way he played, so I can only wish him the best. Yeah.
So now we're, back to wheels. F1, Lewis Hamilton winning his 5th championship.
Yeah.
And, what does this mean for him in terms of, the record books?
Yes.
So he's now level with Manuel. I will not attempt to say that name.
Fangio. Yeah.
Fangio,
Yeah.
yes, in the F1 record books. As in that's amazing.
It is one Manuel Fangio at number 5. I'm sorry, 5 championships. Of course, the record is held by Michael Schumacher, who has 7 championships. And now Hamilton is tied second with 1 Manuel Fangio. As you said, he clinched the 2018 F1 championship in Mexico after the Mexico Grand Prix. But what this does, and he won 1 with McLaren, I think in 2008 or thereabouts, and he's won the last 4 with Mercedes. For a black athlete to do what he's doing in a sport that's like F1 is exceptional. And in the way that he do it, he does it. Really English.
The way that
he does it. The way that he does it is exceptional. And the reason I say that is because while F1 has become more of the car nowadays, you still want to see the gutsy drivers.
Yeah.
You still want to see the guys who are in control. And that's what Lewis Hamilton gives you. He's a very gutsy driver. And you always feel like he's in control of the car. It's not more to do with the car, it's more to do with him. And it creates also a good rivalry with Sebastian Vettel, because Vettel is actually on 4 championships. So it cements him as one of the F1 greats, and he does. He needs to be there. When they mention F1 greats, when they talk about Schumacher, they should be talking about Lewis Hamilton. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, let's just say I definitely agree. So we move on to the bonus segment. We're talking basketball.
Yes.
And we're talking, well, at some point Chicago Bulls, but yes, basketball. So Derrick Rose, would he be a great player had he not been injured? And that's something that people have debated time and time and time again. And I was watching some of his clips from before, and wow. Like whether it's the blocks, whether it's the layups, whether it's I was just like, wow, okay.
He was the first draft in 2008. That draft also had guys like Russell Westbrook. And he was drafted by Chicago Bulls. So there was a lot of sentiment. The number 1 draft player, and because guys that are liking Chicago Bulls because of the Jordan years, now you feel like everyone thought that now the Bulls are going to come back, and he was very explosive. Very. The way he attacked the rim, his dunks, as
his
a point,
blocks,
his point as a point guard, he was very. What Russell Westbrook is doing now, that's what Derrick Rose was doing then. 2011, he becomes the most valuable player.
At 22, only after 3 years in the NBA.
He becomes the most valuable player. So everyone thought that it was going to be takeoff for Derrick Rose, and it was a very nice story. He was a Chicago native, and then things just started happening. First, he ruptured his ACL. His anterior cruciate ligament.
You're like,
he ruptured his ACL, and that was the beginning of his problems.
Beginning of the end,
and then. And once you rupture your ACL, in any sport, by the way, once you rupture your ACL, it's going to be very hard.
Problem after problem after problem. You'll do rehab, all of it, but still
it's going to be tough. And for his style of play, how explosive he was, and how he used to go to the hole, like it was going to be tough to maintain that kind of intensity with the injuries that he'd had. And then now he started having personal problems. Those, of course, the rape charges. And when you hear about Derrick Rose and how much of a sensitive person he is, all this, and he's human. I mean, all professional athletes are human beings. All this took a toll on him. He's moved around. He was in the Cavs, Cleveland Cavaliers, played for about 25 games. And then he hooked up with a former teammate and former coach. I mean, Coach Tom Thibodeau and former teammate Jimmy Butler at the Timberwolves. So the reason why there's been a lot of discussion about Derrick Rose is because in the past week he dropped 50 points, which is his career high.
Yeah.
So I do feel it's a question of what if, right? But I do feel that my gut feeling is that had he not gotten injured and in the right system, he would have been able to become a great player.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, just watching him, the passion. He's one of those people that people used to say that they play so hard, they literally put their career on the line.
Yes.
Like, whether he'll go and he'll do something, he'll land, on someone on a chair, but he did what he was set out to do.
Exactly.
And, whether it's assists, you can see it, the passion when he's playing. I believe passion makes great players.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not all about, sometimes it's not all about talent. I mean, things like defense. He's not brilliant at defense.
Yeah.
But if you're making up for it in offense,
yes. It's passion, like you say, passion is very important. And the reason I say that, I just want to add is the person, of course, who reminds me the most about Derrick Rose is Russell Westbrook currently in today's game. And Michael Jordan said he has a lot of respect for Westbrook. Kobe Bryant also has a lot of respect for Westbrook. And the biggest reason why they have that respect is because of the passion that Westbrook has. That's what Derrick Rose had.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate that he got injured, but I actually do think he'll become a great player.
I really do.
Yeah.
Also, remember Bugs Bunny movie Space Jam?
Yeah.
I Believe I Can Fly? This guy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's all we have time for today. Guys, remember you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Ngaro Kamuya.
#Road to Japan.